Hey guys, and welcome to this tutorial on how to go from Utkatasana, the chair pose, to a handstand. It's an old school technique that we used to do back in the late 90s, and it's time to bring it back into fashion. I'm going to be looking at different body positions, so looking at the shoulder position, also the leg, hip position, and how to transition to high plank or to Chaturanga. Let's go. Okay, so in an Ashtanga vinyasa practice, we go from Utkatasana like this, or it depends how your Utkatasana looks, and then from there, take the hands to the floor, and there's a count, Ashto, lift up. In the old days, when I was learning, we used to go to a tuck handstand, like this. And then jump back to either high plank or to Chaturanga. This changed years later, but for now, we're just going to look at this technique. You could also use it in a vinyasa class. It's also a nice one to add into a handstand practice. Let's begin at the back of our mats, and we're going to do some frog jumps. Okay, so you're going to come into a squat. If you can't squat with the heels down, that's fine. You can just have the heels up. You're going to bring the hands forward and just do a little hop and go back to your squat. It's a little hop and back to the squat. Okay, and then once you start to get comfortable there, try to make it a little bit bigger. By bigger, I mean you're trying to get your hips over your shoulders over your fingertips, like this. Basically, we're trying to get our center of mass, which is our pelvis in this case, over the top of our base of support, which is our hands. Okay, so let's try again. I'm going to jump up and try to find that nice balance point. It looks easy. I know it's much harder than it looks. One of the common mistakes I see is people doing a kind of a donkey kick, which will look something like this. Okay, and so what's happening there is actually my knees and my feet are going away from my chest. So in these frog jumps, what I really want to focus on is bringing my legs into the chest, like this. So as I jump up, knees to chest. So keep a lot of compression. And then once I get that, then I want to try to get the hips up higher, like this. Okay, so this is the main thing you need to focus on. Okay, then once you can do that, then we're going to bring it to the front of the mat. So imagining you've just been in Utkatasana, you're going to take the hands to the floor. Instead of bringing the hands next to the feet, you bring the hands further out in front, and you're going to do a little hop. So you hop up, you come back down, and progressively try to jump your hips up higher and higher, like this. For extra points, you can think about not only finding that point of balance, you can also point your feet, just for aesthetics, and also try to open your shoulders. Okay, what do I mean by open the shoulders? So in handstands, when we go forward like this with the shoulders, this is called planching. When we come back with the shoulders over the wrist, we call this an open position. So if I'm in that tuck, I'll just show you, I jump up. Okay, so if I'm forward, that's called planching. If I'm here with the shoulders over the wrist, this is the open position. Okay, so I want you to think about trying to get to that open position before you jump back. Okay? And again, if you can't do it yet, that's okay. You just do a little mini hop like this. Whatever you can do, that's fine. You could always also take it to the wall and practice kicking up or jumping up to the wall like this. So you would kick up and then take your feet to the wall and come into a tuck position like this. Just balancing with your toe tips on the wall. Okay, so use the wall if you've got one to practice your tuck. Okay, so let's try to put it together now. So we come from Utkatasana, hands to go to the floor, that's an exhale. Then we Ashto, we inhale, lift up, hold, try to open the shoulders, and then you're going to jump to Chaturanga, to high plank. But you can just jump directly to Chaturanga as well. You just want to make sure that you've got a good Chaturanga before you do that. But if you're already balancing a tuck, I think you've also got a good Chaturanga. So that would look like this. So we go from Utkatasana, hands to the floor, exhaling, inhale, jump up, open shoulders, and then lower down to Chaturanga. Okay, so if you want to step up your Utkatasana, take it to the next level, you can do what I call a momentum press. So what I mean by that is as I'm going down into the position, I'm going to use a little bit of momentum, which is going to give the illusion of pressing up. Okay, so watch what I'm doing here. So I'm coming from Utkatasana, taking the hands to the floor. As I lean forward, I just keep that momentum going forward, press, and lift up. Okay, so if you want to step it up, you can try this technique. But as always, just stay with the level that's right for you and have fun with it. I hope you found this tutorial useful. If you liked it, click the subscribe button, share it with your friends, or leave me a comment below.